There's multiple paradoxes when it comes to success and accomplishing your goals. And probably the reason why you don't have it yet is because you're stuck in the logical mind, the black and white thinking. For example, if I just work harder, then I will get the things that I want. But as you can see, if you've been stuck now for months, it doesn't always work that way. Even for myself, when it came to relationships, when it came, like love, when it came to money, success, business, I've been stuck in many paradoxes over time. But once I finally understood how they work, my life did a complete 180. That's exactly what we're going to dive into today. So if you like this trending, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's drive right into it. So first and foremost, what is a paradox? Paradox is basically when there's two ideas that contradict each other. They don't, it doesn't really fully make sense in a way. The mind has a hard time understanding it, but they're still both true. So two ideas, they contradict each other, but they're both true. Some examples when it comes to this is, for example, the harder you chase happiness, the less happy you actually become. And you actually start to find this happiness when you stop obsessing about it so much, right? The more you chase it, the more you feel broken. There's more to fix and fix and fix. The less you focus on it, the more you just become, the more it comes. It's kind of crazy. Next is the to gain control, you must let go of control. So this is very common in business and entrepreneurs, and we're going to discuss this deeper here soon. But for example, like a lot of business owners are micromanagers. They have a hard time trusting, especially in others. Your business is like your baby. The problem with that, though, is the more that you try to control people, the more resistant to you they become, the less they actually want to listen, the less that they feel like they're part of a team, and the more so it becomes toxic. So the more you try to control, the more stressed and anxious you become, and the less control you feel. So as soon as you start to let go, you actually start to get more control back. Next, the more you accept yourself, the more you can change yourself. See how these paradoxes can be so weird? It's like, okay, well, that's true, but this is also true as well. That's the thing that we want to remember. But it's funny because, again, our minds work very black and white, right? Okay, well, I want to change. Well, there's something wrong with me, right? I need to change the thing that's wrong with me. But the problem with that is that when you do that, you hold on to shame and guilt and it sticks around. The more you can start to accept yourself, right? Love yourself, appreciate yourself for who you are, you let go of the shame, the guilt, whatever it may be, and it starts to unlock more growth, more possibility to change. So that's examples on how paradoxes work and some paradox examples. Now let's dive into the actual success paradox. So I coach entrepreneurs and high level performers on a one-to-one basis to help them unlock the next level in their business and their success and their fulfillment, and their career, whatever it may be. And we do it by deep identity work. And these are 5 success paradoxes that I see that show up over and over and over and over again. So the first one is let go to receive. Let go to receive. So here's a quick example. Have you ever been in love or you had a huge crush on somebody where you wanted them so bad? You wanted them so bad, you want things to work out, but the state that you came from wanting them so bad caused you to do, maybe you start to stalk them. Maybe you start to pay too much attention to them. Maybe you start to give them too much of your space and time and energy. Maybe you started to neglect your own needs. Maybe you stopped choosing yourself and you're constantly chasing them. And you felt that they had the lead, they had the leverage, right? The problem with that is that when you chase the butterfly, it's going to fly away from you. When you chase the butterfly, when you chase the mouse, it's going to run away from you. Same thing when it comes to this. The more that you feel that you need something and want something, the more people are going to be repelled away from you, right? As a person, let's say it's a relationship dynamic, the more that you want somebody, the more they're going to look at you and be like, they're coming off needy, like they're in my space, they're not really confident, they don't really have their own path in life, like it's all about me. Like, yeah, I want that, but I don't want all of that. So it actually repels them. So the key is you need to let go if you want to receive. You need to let go if you want to receive because the more and more you chase, the more and more it runs away, right? You really want the butterfly to come into your life? Well, you know what you should do is you should build a garden. You should build a beautiful garden and then you'll have all the butterflies come to you. So that's the first one is let go to receive. Because what you'll notice as soon as you stop chasing, And this is in business and this is in all aspects of life. As soon as you stop chasing and you focus on just simply becoming, adopt the state, act as if, focus on yourself, build yourself, what you want will also want you. It's going to start chasing you and it becomes 100 times easier. All right, so a few pieces before we move on. Number one, the more you want it, the more you act out of alignment from it. So you want to come from the state as if it's already done, right? That's the goal. If you want to make $1 million right now, but you're broke, well, you can't be thinking and acting the same way that you've been doing that's caused you to be broke. So what you need to do is you need to adopt the state as if it's already done, right? Step into the thought process, the feelings, what I call the identity, because identity is created through thought and emotion held over time. Step into that identity now, be it now, and then the results shall follow because now you're acting in alignment as if it's already done. But if you keep coming from the same place, then you're going to keep getting the same result. Next, be committed but emotionally unattached. Why? Because your emotions will steer you way off course. Way off course. And with these emotions come the third one, which is expectations and how and who and what and how it has to play out and this expectation that you set up for yourself in your mind. Let go of all of that because that is just your mind trying to predict reality, is trying to still control what it can control. Let go of all of that. And the more you do that, watch, it will already automatically kind of play out how it's supposed to play out if you just do your part. So be committed, but emotionally unattached. And the easiest way to do that is trust in the process, trust in how things are unfolding to you for you, and let go of these crazy expectations on how you assume or expect it to be. Number two, success paradox number two is slow down to speed up. You got to slow down to speed up. Here's what I mean. Okay, so this happened to me last year, and my mentor said this. I went through a lot of changes, and she said, you're really going to need to slow down your life if you really want to speed up. And at first, I didn't understand it because for me, I'm a go, 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 go getter. I just never want to stop. It is all gas, no brakes. I just want to go, 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 work my guts out. Here's what I realized, though, is that for me, I'm just going to give you an example of what I mean by slowing down to speed up, right? Because if you look at any of the most successful people, they're very critical and concise and clear on their actions, but they're not messy and all over the place. So before they got to where they were, they had to slow down. They had to do the work. They had to change themselves. They had to see what's not working and what is working. They had to habit stack one single habit at a time. You see those really fit people in the gym and you think they just ended up there. No, they built that over and over and over and over again. And now they have the momentum where they go hard. They can lift the heavy weight. But guess what? It wasn't like that before. They started by just going 1 to 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week, 30-minute sessions, slowly getting into it. Focus on getting the habits right. Focus on getting the little things right. And then they built off that momentum. Same thing with success as well. Right now, you might feel all over the place trying to get everything done overnight, and you're not actually making any progress. If you slow down, focus on the most critical task that's going to move the needle forwards, that's actually going to allow you to make faster progress. So for me, for example, for me to reach my new success, right? And if you are someone going through this as well, you're going to really resonate with this. If you're working on changing identity because you're noticing you're stuck at a ceiling or a block or you just can't seem to break through right now, this is going to be for you. So what happens right now is that most of us, we take our past programming, and past programming is such as your old identity, how you think, how you act, how you behave, what you focus on, how you feel. Think of that as your past programming. So literally the things that are producing your results. Now, mind you, the brain is a prediction machine. So all the brain wants to do is just reconfirm your past over and over and over again. So this is why you get stuck in loops, because you're stuck in the same personal reality that you're creating for yourself over and over and over again. It's very similar. So you have this past programming, and in your external life, you're going to find the same evidence and the same results over and over and over again. Okay, because your identity determines the capacity of what you can handle in your life. So you keep finding the same thing over and over again, and you keep getting the same life. And you can go super hard and take super fast action, go super crazy at this, but you're going to get the same thing over and over and over again. But if you slow down and you adopt the new identity, the new state, as if it's already done, and you step into that identity, you rewire those limiting beliefs that were holding you back and keeping you stuck, and then you take aligned action from that, you're going to start to get new results and new evidence in your life. And as you completely slow down and focus on getting this right, eventually you're going to create new success in your life. Because the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a change. So that's success paradox number two. Success paradox number three. We're over halfway there, guys. Leave in the comments below at the end what is your favorite paradox that stood out the most for you? What hit home for you? Okay. Success paradox number three is become before receiving. You have to become it before you receive it. Such a paradox, right? Because here's what most of us think. Let's say little boy Timmy wants to be an NFL player, but he's like, when I'm an NFL player, then I'll train that way. When I'm an NFL player, then I will be confident and I'll believe in myself that it's actually possible that I can do it. Guess what? You think like that, Timmy, and you're never going to get there because you're coming and acting from the state as the same person you are right now. So you're going to just end up the same way, very similar way in the future. If you want to get what it is that you want, you have to step into that state now. You have to become him now. So if you want to grow that, 100K per month business, you need to be the 100K per month operator right now. You need to feel, think, act, make the uncomfortable decisions as if it was already done. And then what happens is that when you step into that state now, you be them now, you act in alignment, and over time, you get the results like them. So that's success paradox number three, become before receiving. Now, success paradox number four, the last one before the last one. So success paradox number four is when you control less, influence more. Okay, control less, influence more. This is a huge one on the team. I had a team when I built my first successful business who was with me until the end of time. They're the greatest team ever. And I'm so thankful for them. And I think one of the biggest reasons why is because I led with a huge dream, a huge mission, a huge focus. And I was so passionate and obsessed with this dream. And they knew their positions, but I allowed them to own their own roles. They were the boss of their role. And that held them accountable to a certain standard. I didn't control them less. And if they messed up, I would talk about them. Hey, how are you doing? What's going on with you? What's going on in your life? Is everything okay? Why is it like this? What do you think you need to do to get better? Rather than me going in and micromanaging and controlling them and checking everything. Because what you'll notice is that when you do that to people, and I really had to learn this in relationships as well, by the way. Like for me in a relationship, I'm all about personal development and growth. And I always want my partners to do that. So I'd always push and motivate them to grow and change and work on these things. But I noticed that the more I tried to push this change upon them, the less they want to change, and the more they resisted it, and that control just was unhealthy. But once I start to let go, give them a safe space to actually breathe, then they naturally made the changes that they want to make. So control less and influence more. Lead the way, be a lighthouse. If you genuinely want people to change their lives, the best thing that you can do is change your own life. Because when you do that, people will see the spark, people see the energy, people see that, they want that, they're naturally going to chase it, right? The best way to sell something, guys, is you sell yourself. You sell yourself. You show the world who you are, how you are, that you are the result of what you preach and speak about. And naturally, the right people will see that and find it and want it. And there you go. It's a huge, huge, huge key. So, control creates resistance, but leading creates inspiration. That's number four. Success paradox number five. By the way, if you are an entrepreneur or a high achiever struggling to break your next level through identity blocks like such as self-sabotage, you're stuck, you're trying everything, all the strategies, but nothing's changing, you can apply for help down below. Success paradox number five is comfort creates discomfort. This is a powerful one. This is a powerful one because most of us, we want comfort, right? Because we think it's going to feel good. But you ever hear the saying where it says, when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change, that's when we change? So true, right? Somebody, for example, chooses comfort today, it's going to be their hell tomorrow. And that's why discipline is a huge path to freedom. And it's funny, that's another paradox, right? The more disciplined I am, the less control, and I feel like I have all these things to do, but it actually creates so much freedom for you. Okay, it limits things down, it makes it clear. So comfort today equals hell tomorrow. And here's an example. Let's say someone eats treats growing up and they love the taste and it's so comfortable, it makes them feel so good. Awesome. But guess what? That doing this unhealthy action And if you do it aggressively or abuse that action over time, that is going to be your personal health. You're going to have health issues. You're going to struggle with your weight. You're not going to like how you feel. So, what was once comfortable is now extremely discomfortable. It is no longer comfortable and it has created your own personal hell. This is why it's so important to review the habits and the actions that you have today. And this is why one shift in identity creates a whole shift in who you are and how you are. And so powerful. So these little habits, these little negative actions, or things that you're not doing, not even things that you are doing, but things maybe that you're not doing to change your life to a greater level. If you're avoiding those things, that's still keeping you stuck in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is simply just your identity baseline, and it's going to keep you stuck in the same level over and over and over again. So that is success paradox number 5, which is comfort creates discomfort. And as soon as you leave the comfort zone, you will find that freedom, that change, that thing that you've been wanting over and over and over again. So, guys, that is the training for today. So, if you did like this quick training, make sure you subscribe down below. And if you feel that you need that greater one-to-one help, if you're an established entrepreneur or a high-level performer who needs help one-to-one breaking through that internal cycle, those internal battles, the mind baggage, whatever it may be, you can apply it down below to see if we're a good fit. But thank you so much for being here, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe as always. And I'll see you on the next training every Monday and Thursday.